Hey everyone, welcome to Taurus Astro. Today we are going to analyze Darakaraka. The Darakaraka planet plays a central role in Jaimini and Vedic astrology. It represents your spouse or long-term life partner and is essential in understanding your relationship destiny. This planet is the one with the lowest degree among the 7 Jaimini Karakarakas, excluding Rahu and Ketu. The qualities of this planet reflect what your future partner will be like, their personality, attitude in relationships, and the role they'll play in your life. Studying the Darakaraka can reveal powerful insights. It shows how your partner behaves, how they love, and how your connection with them is shaped in this lifetime. But these traits are not random. They're often rooted in your past life karmas. The Nakshatra where the Darakaraka is placed acts as a doorway to those karmic patterns. Nakshatras carry the subtle energies of your past life debts and lessons. This is why, when you analyze a birth chart using nakshatras, you can reach very deep layers of the person's life path. The Darakaraka doesn't work alone. The 7th house, the lord of the 7th house, and planets placed in it are equally important. Together, they form the foundation of your relationship themes. If we only look at the Darakaraka and ignore the 7th house, the reading will be incomplete. But when the Darakaraka and the 7th lord align or support each other in the chart, their influence becomes even more powerful, and the picture becomes clearer. For example, let's consider someone with Cancer rising. That makes Saturn the 7th house lord. Now imagine that Mercury is also the Darakaraka in this chart. This shows that the relationship will carry both Saturnian and Mercurial traits. There might be structure, maturity, and patience from Saturn, and at the same time, communication, wit, and learning from Mercury. If both planets are in good dignity and support each other by aspect or conjunction, it creates harmony and strength in the relationship. The house placement of the Darakaraka tells us which areas of life the partner will impact most. For instance, if your Darakaraka is in the 10th house, your partner may strongly influence your career, public image, or professional goals. If it's in the 4th house, the focus might be on emotional support, home, and building a family. The planet acting as Darakaraka also brings its own flavor. If Jupiter is your Darakaraka and it sits in the 9th house, the relationship may center around shared values, philosophy, or spiritual growth. If Mars is the Darakaraka in the 5th house, there might be passion, dynamic energy, and a focus on children or creative projects. Each planet brings a different kind of relationship experience. One especially important connection is between the Darakaraka and the Atmakaraka, the planet that represents your soul's deepest desire and life purpose. When these two planets are in strong relationship, whether by conjunction, aspect, or sign exchange, it shows that your partner plays a key role in helping you fulfill your soul mission. The marriage becomes not just emotional or romantic, but also spiritually meaningful. Now let's talk about nakshatras. These lunar mansions are incredibly important because they carry the blueprint of your past karmas. When a planet like your Darakaraka is placed in a specific nakshatra, it reflects the kind of karmic connection you have with your partner. The mythology, ruling deity, and symbolism of the nakshatra all contribute to the qualities of your spouse and your shared experience. They offer deep insight into your partner's psychology, motivations, and even spiritual tendencies. Let's take a different example. Suppose your Darakaraka is the moon, and it is placed in Aries in the 11th house, within the Bharani Nakshatra. This placement suggests a partner who is emotional, nurturing, but also bold and determined. The 11th house adds themes of friendship, shared goals, and community-based love. Bharani Nakshatra, ruled by Venus and connected to the god Yama, brings themes of intense transformation, responsibility, and maturity. This can indicate a relationship that transforms you deeply, with themes of loyalty and emotional intensity. The strength of the Darakaraka is also essential. If the planet is debilitated, combust, or receiving harsh aspects, then it may bring difficulties in relationships, delays, misunderstandings, or emotional challenges. If it is a natural malefic and also afflicted, it could indicate separation, power struggles, or karmic tests through the partner. But if it's strong, exalted, or supported by benefics, it can bring fulfillment, loyalty, and long-lasting love. To identify your Darakaraka's Nakshatra, you'll need your full Vedic birth chart, including exact birth time. If you're not sure how to find that information, it's always a good idea to consult with a skilled Vedic astrologer or use a trusted astrology platform. In conclusion, the Darakaraka planet reveals a lot about your long-term partner. It shows how they will behave in the relationship, what qualities they'll bring, and how the connection will evolve. But to truly understand your relationship path, you must study the Darakaraka together with the 7th house, its lord, and planetary aspects. Every chart tells a unique story, and every Darakaraka placement holds karmic meaning. Now that we understand the full role of Darakaraka and how it works in your chart, we're ready to explore what it means when this planet is placed in each of the 27 nakshatras. Let's begin. When Darakaraka is placed in Magha nakshatra, it indicates a spouse with strong leadership abilities and a natural tendency to take control. Your partner will likely guide the relationship with authority and confidence. This same commanding presence extends into their professional life, where they may be successful leaders, entrepreneurs, or hold influential positions. Magha is associated with royalty and ancestors, so your spouse may come from a respected lineage and carry a sense of pride in their heritage. This connection to ancestral roots brings a natural dignity and elegance to their personality. They may enjoy a life of comfort and luxury, and are used to maintaining high standards in their lifestyle. Because Magha is ruled by Ketu, there is a karmic element to this placement, implying that your partner might feel like a destined presence in your life, someone connected to you through past life bonds or ancestral blessings. Despite their love for material wealth, there may be an inner conflict between their desire for worldly pleasures and a longing for spiritual depth. Leo, the sign associated with Magha, enhances their passion for status and recognition, but Ketu adds an element of detachment, pulling them inward towards self-reflection and spiritual growth. This push and pull can create a dual personality, someone who enjoys luxury but also seeks meaning beyond materialism. Your spouse will also likely hold traditional values and show deep respect for cultural and family norms. They may insist on following family traditions and honoring their lineage. Their protectiveness can feel intense, but it comes from a place of care and commitment. All 4 padas of Magha fall in Leo, further strengthening their pride, responsibility, and desire to be recognized for their efforts. They may display their achievements and possessions proudly, yet Ketu's influence brings occasional detachment from these very same things, reminding them of deeper values. This detachment can actually increase their generosity and make them more selfless, as they often prioritize the needs of others. To understand this placement better, it's important to examine the planet that is acting as Darakaraka, its house, aspects, and conjunctions. Overall, having Darakaraka in Magha nakshatra suggests a spouse who is powerful, responsible, and deeply tied to their roots. They bring leadership and protection into the relationship, enjoy material comfort, but are also on a subtle spiritual journey. They may appear larger than life, yet deeply caring and committed to a meaningful life together. If the 7th Lord or Darakaraka is in Magha nakshatra, we need to understand the combined influence of Leo and Ketu. Leo is ruled by the Sun, the king among planets in Vedic astrology, and Magha nakshatra is ruled by Ketu, a planet known for spirituality and detachment. Your partner may have very strong intuition and a deep respect for their family lineage and traditions. They may feel a strong need to honor and protect these traditions. And if their work is somehow connected to their ancestors, it could bring them great success and fulfillment. Magha is ruled by the Pitris, or ancestors, making this a very karmic placement. Your partner may feel it's their duty to carry forward the legacy of their ancestors. Respecting their heritage is extremely important in the relationship. If their family traditions are not honored or valued, they may feel disrespected, which could lead to ego clashes or dominance in the relationship. While they may appear controlling at times, much of their behavior depends on how the Sun and Ketu are placed in your birth chart. If these planets are well placed, the positive traits of this nakshatra will be more prominent. They may express a deep spiritual love and emotional depth in the relationship. But if there's a lack of respect or understanding, their pride can lead to distance or even separation. This relationship must be rooted in mutual respect, forgiveness, and friendship. sharing moments of joy, treating each other with kindness, and giving one another space when needed are essential for harmony. Romantic connection and spiritual compatibility are also critical. Without this foundation, Kata's energy can lead to separations or emotional distance. Your partner may be a lifelong seeker of knowledge, with strong intuitive abilities. Careers in which they use their intuition or pursue knowledge, such as in spiritual fields or even government work, will suit them well. Sun and Ketu together can indicate success in government roles, especially if supported by consistent effort and discipline. They may reach great heights by steadily working toward their goals and improving their skills over time. Ketu also represents victory, and with dedication, your partner is likely to be successful. Giving them emotional support, space to grow, and encouragement to use their intuition can help them flourish. They may also show royal qualities, being large-hearted, forgiving, and kind, especially if the sun is well placed in your chart. Ultimately, this placement suggests a partner with great depth, someone who carries ancestral wisdom, seeks both material success and spiritual growth, and desires a relationship built on true love, mutual respect, and emotional understanding. When Darakaraka is placed in Purva Phalguni Nakshatra, it signifies a spouse who is naturally relaxed, carefree, and drawn to a life of ease. This partner enjoys taking things slow, often preferring a peaceful and laid-back lifestyle over one filled with hustle. They take joy in simple pleasures like resting at home, enjoying good food, or engaging in pleasant conversations. Their mind stays calm in routine situations, and they don't get easily stressed. This calm temperament is influenced by Magha, the deity ruling Purva Phalguni Nakshatra, who is associated with pleasure, prosperity, and the enjoyment of life's luxuries. Your spouse will likely enjoy things like social gatherings, romantic dates, celebrations, and the finer things life can offer. Since Venus rules this nakshatra, your partner will also have strong creative and artistic skills. They may have an eye for beauty, fashion, interior design, or visual arts. Their appreciation of beauty extends into relationships as well, where they bring romance, charm, and a love for connection. They are not only drawn to love and companionship but also take commitment seriously and find genuine joy in being a devoted partner. Their presence brings a soft glow of romance and pleasure into the relationship. They are usually well-groomed, elegant, and stylish. Purva Phalguni is known for its connection to beauty, luxury, and grace, and this will reflect in your spouse's personality and appearance. Their love for aesthetics might also make them drawn to careers or hobbies involving beauty or entertainment. Their presence is likely to attract prosperity and good fortune into your life. They can bring uplifting, positive energy that helps the relationship flourish and life feel more abundant. Even though they appreciate material comforts, your partner will also be playful, entertaining, and humorous. They enjoy fun and laughter, and they will put an effort to keep the relationship lively. Boredom is something they dislike, so they'll always find ways to bring joy, whether through jokes, creative ideas, or spontaneous plans. Their company will make your shared life feel more vibrant and youthful, but there is also a serious, responsible layer to their personality. Since the nakshatra falls in the sign of Leo, ruled by the sun, your spouse will possess leadership qualities and a strong sense of duty. They are likely to be honest, loyal, and dependable. They know how to balance fun and responsibility, making them a partner who is both joyful and trustworthy. Their love will be generous and sincere, filled with both emotional warmth and practical care. They give their best in love, making sure you feel cherished and secure. The final understanding of your spouse will also depend on the nature, dignity, and placement of the Darakaraka planet itself. Its aspects, conjunctions, and house position in your birth chart add more depth to the interpretation. Now let's explore what it means when the seventh lord or Darakaraka is placed in Purva Phalguni Nakshatra from a planetary and symbolic point of view. This nakshatra lies in the zodiac sign of Leo, which is ruled by the sun, while the nakshatra itself is ruled by Venus. So, your partner is under the dual influence of the sun and Venus, two very powerful and contrasting planetary energies. The symbol of this nakshatra is a hammock, a relaxing swinging bed that represents comfort, rest, and sensual pleasure. This gives insight into your spouse's deep desire for peace, comfort, and luxurious surroundings. They are likely to crave prosperity, growth, and ease in life. If both the Sun and Venus are well placed in your chart, then your partner will express the best qualities of this nakshatra. With Venus, there is natural beauty, artistic talent, and healing energy. Venus also enhances one's intuitive and emotional depth. On the other hand, the Sun brings knowledge, discipline, responsibility, and a sense of leadership. This means your spouse could do very well in fields related to healing, intuition, creative arts, or even professions like healthcare, astrology, or teaching, any domain where knowledge, guidance, and beauty intersect. Creativity and artistry will be strong aspects of their personality. And they may have natural talents in music, design, performance, or visual arts. These talents are supported by both the Sun and Venus. Your relationship will thrive when it includes both loyalty and comfort. The Sun emphasizes honesty, moral strength, and commitment, while Venus adds love, sensuality, and emotional satisfaction. This placement suggests a powerful combination of spiritual and physical connection in the relationship. Your partner may be both deeply romantic and spiritually aware. They will want emotional and sensual satisfaction but will also seek meaning and comfort in the bond. They'll need a relationship where both the heart and soul are nurtured. Making each other feel emotionally secure and physically cherished will be very important. Your partner will likely be intuitive and intelligent. They might gravitate toward fields that use emotional intelligence, such as counseling, education, or healing professions. Regardless of their career, they will want a lifestyle that supports luxury, beauty, and comfort. The presence of both Sun and Venus here makes them both radiant and magnetic. In summary, Darakaraka in Purva Phalguni Nakshatra brings a life partner who is gentle, artistic, and devoted to both pleasure and purpose. They blend charm and responsibility, offering a connection that is not just romantic, but also emotionally fulfilling and spiritually aligned. Your relationship will be filled with creativity, laughter, beauty, and depth, and your partner will be a source of happiness, balance, and strength in your life. When Darakaraka is placed in Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra, it shows that your spouse has a natural love for humanity and often feels fulfilled when helping others. They are sincere, nurturing, and have a deep affection for children. Supporting charities, giving favors, and helping the needy are things they do from the heart. But this kindness does not make them weak. They have strong boundaries and are not easily taken advantage of. This strength comes from the influence of the Sun, which rules Uttara Phalguni. It gives your partner confidence, leadership, and the power to stand firmly for what they believe is right. The deity linked to this nakshatra is Aryaman, who represents marriage, contracts, and noble partnerships. Because of Aryaman's energy, your partner deeply values their relationship with you. They feel more complete when they are in a committed partnership and tend to build relationships that are soul-based, not superficial. They also show strong leadership skills and are capable of organizing situations, especially when the placement is in Virgo. Your partner may prefer order, structure, and service to others, combining both personal discipline and the desire to support the collective. Since Uttara Phalguni spans two zodiac signs, Leo and Virgo, your spouse reflects a blend of both these signs. From Leo, they get boldness, charm, and the ability to lead. From Virgo, they inherit a grounded, detail-oriented, and service-minded personality. This duality makes them effective in their responsibilities at home and in society. They may be drawn to social causes and public service, and they are likely to have a strong sense of responsibility toward the world around them. Financial management is another key trait. They are resourceful, organized, and skilled in saving money, which helps them build a secure and stable household. In the relationship, they may often take the lead, bringing a firm but fair energy. They are likely to manage the relationship with care, but their perfectionism and leadership style might sometimes make them seem inflexible. However, this mixture of Leo's courage and Virgo's service creates a partner who balances nurturing and authority, making for a stable and harmonious union. To understand your spouse more deeply, you should also consider the nature of the Darakaraka planet itself, its aspects, conjunctions, and house placement in the birth chart. Now, going deeper into Uttara Phalguni, it is important to focus on both its planetary ruler, the Sun, and its deity, Ahriman. Ahriman is a solar deity and a god of contracts and unions. This further shows that your spouse may have strong business abilities, good negotiation skills, and an appreciation for fairness in all types of relationships. The symbol of this nakshatra is the hammock, a swing-like bed tied between two posts. This symbolizes rest, comfort, and support. But it also means that before one can enjoy that rest, they must first go through hard work and gain wisdom. So, your partner is someone who works hard, gains knowledge, and then enjoys the rewards of their efforts. If this nakshatra falls in Leo in the birth chart, your partner is likely to have a strong desire to succeed through education, knowledge, and creative skills. They will be morally upright, generous, courageous, and capable of leadership. They may also be romantic and spiritual, connecting with people not just emotionally but on a soul level. Over time, they may grow more spiritual in nature. If the nakshatra falls in Virgo, the qualities shift toward perfectionism, precision, and discipline. Your partner will be very careful in how they approach life and relationships. They are likely to analyze what went wrong in any situation, always trying to improve things. Their work ethic will be strong. And they will value knowledge and detail in whatever field they choose. They are the kind of person who thrives on routine, discipline, and consistency. These traits will help them succeed in life, whether in Leo or Virgo. Uttara Phalguni gives your partner a potential for business success. Because Ahriman rules contracts and unions, your spouse may be especially good at closing business deals, working in legal fields, or excelling in jobs that require negotiation and partnership. Their creativity, intelligence, and skills make them capable in both business and personal life. In conclusion, Darakaraka in Uttara Phalguni Nakshatra reveals a life partner who is kind, intelligent, organized, and deeply committed to relationships. They are guided by principles of service, leadership, and love, making them a supportive, trustworthy, and capable companion. Their balanced personality, shaped by Leo and Virgo, brings both strength and compassion to your relationship. Having Darakaraka in Hasta Nakshatra means your spouse is someone gifted with exceptional talent in working with their hands. They are naturally skilled in handcrafts, fixing things, and turning creative ideas into something practical and profitable. This kind of placement often indicates someone with strong business sense, someone who thrives in marketing, trade, or commerce. The symbol of Hasta Nakshatra is an open hand, symbolizing the ability to grasp ideas quickly and retain factual knowledge. Your spouse is likely to be very intelligent, quick to understand, and highly capable. Hasta is ruled by the moon, which adds emotional depth and sensitivity to your spouse's personality. They are nurturing, artistic, and deeply caring. Since Hasta falls in the sign of Virgo, their actions are guided by service, precision, and organization. This person might be a tattoo artist, medical surgeon, tarot reader, potter, or anyone working with crafts or skills involving hands. Even if they don't turn their talents into a career, they'll likely enjoy these things as hobbies. Their personality reflects a blend of emotional intelligence from the moon and intellectual energy from Mercury, the ruler of Virgo. This combination gives them a thoughtful, creative, and responsive nature. They tend to have expressive eyes and beautiful hands, which adds to their charm. They're also naturally inclined to serve others and contribute positively to both their family and their community. Virgo's influence makes them organized and routine-oriented. They prefer structure, and they are efficient in managing daily tasks. At the same time, they're loyal, independent, and persuasive, able to stand their ground while also being playful and charming in relationships. Your spouse's healing nature can help mend relationships and bring balance, even during emotional turbulence. At work and at home, they shine with their ability to stay organized and committed. Though they prefer routine, they're not rigid. Occasional surprises or emotional changes don't throw them off. They are deeply loyal and tend to be possessive, but this comes from a place of commitment and emotional investment. Their persuasive energy helps keep the relationship fresh and intimate. Understanding the qualities of the Darakaraka planet itself, its aspects, conjunctions, and the house it's placed in will give a fuller picture of your spouse and the dynamics in your relationship. Now, if your Darakaraka is an Hasta Nakshatra, you must consider that Hasta lies in Virgo. So, the Nakshatra is ruled by the moon, and the sign is ruled by Mercury. This means your spouse will carry qualities of both these planets. They will be intuitive, intelligent, creative, skillful, and emotionally connected. They will have sharp instincts, and understanding your partner through intuition will become essential in this relationship. Virgo represents effort and constant improvement. So if your seventh lord or Darakaraka is an Hasta, you must always put in consistent effort in the relationship. Never give up, never take your partner for granted. Emotional connection will come and go at times, but giving up or neglecting effort will cause distance between you and your partner. That's why intuitive understanding is the foundation of this bond. You must learn to understand your partner beyond logic, through emotional cues and inner sensitivity. Forgiveness, compassion, and friendship are essential in this relationship. Because Mercury rules Virgo, there's a strong sense of analysis involved. You or your partner may have a habit of analyzing what went wrong during arguments. This self-awareness helps you both move toward emotional growth and perfection in the relationship. A perfect relationship may not be possible, but with Virgo's influence, you both will strive toward constant improvement. There may be duality in your partner because Virgo is a dual sign, and Moon, ruler of Hasta, also brings emotional fluctuation. Your partner might have mood swings or emotional changes, but it's important to accept them as they are. You attracted this kind of partner for a reason. Blaming them will not help. Instead, focus on nurturing the bond with compassion and intuitive care. Their love language is emotional connection and being understood without judgment. This relationship will flourish when it's based on mutual affection, mutual concern, and unconditional love. Taking care of one another and traveling together will strengthen your bond. Traveling has a positive effect on the emotional closeness between you and your spouse. Your partner is very creative, analytical, intelligent, and soft-hearted. Support them in developing their skills and intuition. They will do very well in life. Their career path can be diverse. They can thrive in any field where intuition or hand skills are important. They might become excellent astrologers, healers, sculptors, artists, architects, or even tarot readers. They could also enter technical fields like research, analysis, investigation, or any area that requires sharp observation and critical thinking. Virgo and Mercury give them analytical power, and Moon provides intuition, making it a powerful combination for success in many areas. To summarize, having your seventh lord or Darakaraka in Hasta Nakshatra indicates a partner who is creative, emotionally intelligent, caring, and skilled. Your relationship can be deeply fulfilling if it's based on effort, compassion, and intuitive understanding. Encourage your partner's creativity and emotional expression, and always be ready to support and understand them beyond words. This is the foundation for a beautiful and long-lasting connection. When your Darakaraka is placed in Chitra Nakshatra, it paints a vivid picture of your future spouse's personality, skills, and life journey. This nakshatra, ruled by Mars, is spread across Virgo and Libra signs, blending the analytical nature of Virgo with the graceful charm of Libra. Your spouse is likely to possess remarkable architectural and design talents. Their mind works in structured, visual patterns, making them naturally skilled in planning, building, editing, and refining things with great precision. Whether it's engineering, technology, or artistic design, they are often drawn to careers where creativity and structure meet. Chitra Nakshatra is symbolized by a shining jewel or pearl, suggesting that your spouse has a radiant, magnetic presence. Their physical beauty and elegant demeanor tend to stand out, attracting attention naturally. They often prefer learning visually rather than through reading, and their imagination is powerful. They may be someone who uses visual tools like vision boards or creative visualization to bring their goals to life. This gift makes them not only artistic but also goal-oriented. Mars, the ruling planet, brings high energy and physical strength. Your spouse is likely to be active, enthusiastic, and dynamic, with a natural passion for sports, physical fitness, or energetic routines. Mars also adds courage, determination, and leadership, which makes your spouse ambitious and highly driven. However, this same energy can lead to a preference for outer beauty and appearances over deeper emotional qualities. They might value looks and aesthetics more than emotional depth at times. Still, this doesn't take away from their ability to love deeply or maintain meaningful relationships, it just means that appearances and elegance are more important to them. Their artistic talent may go beyond visual art. They might work in film, fashion, interior design, writing, or any other creative industry. What makes them stand out is that they're not just dreamers, they also have the practical skills to execute their ideas. Their Virgo influence brings a sharp eye for detail, while Libra adds charm and social grace, making them not only creative but also socially appealing and well-organized. Chitra's deity is Vishwakarma, the divine celestial architect, and there is also a link to Lord Indra through the creation of the Vajra, Indra's weapon. These divine associations reinforce that your spouse has the energy of a builder, someone who creates, crafts, and overcomes. They may go through significant life struggles, especially if your Darakaraka or seventh lord is in Chitra. Just like a pearl forms after enduring pressure inside a shell, your spouse might have faced many challenges or emotional hardships earlier in life. These experiences make them stronger, more independent, and deeply resilient. If Chitra falls in Virgo, your partner will likely be a perfectionist. They will be analytical, health-conscious, and might even work in healing professions such as medicine, surgery, or alternative healing like Ayurveda or energy work. They may prefer solitude at times, needing space to think or recharge. On the other hand, if Chitra is in Libra, they will be more sociable, friendly, and emotionally expressive. They will likely enjoy music, beauty, and companionship and will value their romantic relationships deeply. In all cases, they are likely to be strong individuals who fight their own battles. Their life path might be filled with trials, but they rise above them and shine with inner and outer beauty, much like a bright jewel that becomes more radiant after enduring pressure. To understand this placement more deeply, it's important to also examine the planet that is your Darakaraka, its condition, house placement, aspects, and conjunctions. These will add more layers to how this energy expresses itself in your spouse and in your relationship. In summary, Darakaraka in Chitra Nakshatra signifies a spouse who is both visually stunning and creatively gifted, someone who carries the strength of Mars, the brilliance of a jewel, and the refined taste of both Virgo and Libra. They are builders, artists, and fighters, people who transform struggle into beauty and ideas into reality. They may value external appearances, but their journey teaches them the power of depth and resilience. This placement promises a partner who is vibrant, capable, and destined to shine, especially after overcoming the shadows of their past. When your Darakaraka is placed in Swati Nakshatra, it points to a partner who is deeply independent, ambitious, and skilled in communication. Swati Nakshatra is symbolized by a tender plant swaying in the wind, representing flexibility and personal freedom. Your spouse is someone who greatly values their individuality. They are determined to create their own path and rarely rely on others for validation. Their belief in personal potential is so strong that they often aim for goals that seem too far-fetched or difficult, yet their determination keeps them going. This independent mindset is one of their strongest traits. Your partner sets high standards for themselves and chases their dreams with fierce dedication, regardless of others' opinions. They are driven by a desire to prove themselves and silence any doubt around them. Because of this, they often succeed even in situations that seem overwhelmingly challenging. Swati Nakshatra is ruled by the planet Rahu and entirely falls within the zodiac sign of Libra. Rahu adds an unconventional flavor to your spouse's personality. This uniqueness might show up in how they dress, speak, behave, or even in their interests and choices. They are not the type to follow societal norms blindly. Instead, they enjoy exploring new ways of thinking and doing things, which makes them stand out from the crowd. Being in Libra, your spouse still values relationships and connections. They are not antisocial. In fact, they are usually very pleasant and sociable. However, they will never give up their individuality for the sake of fitting in. They enjoy being around people, but only when it doesn't interfere with their freedom or personal space. They need a balance, companionship without losing their identity, Because Swati is ruled by Rahu and falls in Libra, your spouse may also thrive in independent business ventures. They are capable of leading projects on their own and often succeed in entrepreneurial paths. If they choose to enter a partnership, it's crucial that they select their partner wisely. They cannot tolerate being forced into decisions or having others dominate their thought process. Their way of working is different, and they will not easily accept interference. They need to feel free, both emotionally and mentally. This sense of independence can also show up as a tendency to control situations or people in their relationships. While this might be a drawback, it's usually balanced by their confident, friendly nature. They know how to interact well and are often likable, which helps them navigate relationship dynamics more smoothly. The influence of Rahu and Libra also brings a strong sense of creativity and artistic ability. Your spouse likely has a sharp and original mind. They can bring new and innovative ideas into anything they touch. Their decisiveness and charm make them attractive and respected, helping them succeed in their personal and professional life. Moreover, there may be an interest in mysterious or hidden knowledge, especially subjects related to the occult. Swati is a nakshatra that seeks depth and secret wisdom. Your partner may be naturally drawn to mystical topics or spiritual knowledge, often spending time researching or exploring hidden truths. If your partner is from a foreign country, this is also considered positive, as Rahu is associated with foreign elements and influences. For the relationship to work well, it's essential that their need for space and freedom is respected. They need a partner who understands the importance of individuality and allows them room to grow and express themselves. If you can align with them in this way, supporting their independence while sharing companionship, the relationship can thrive overall. Having Darakaraka in Swati Nakshatra means your spouse is a dynamic, unique individual who values freedom and self-expression. They are curious and knowledgeable, with a strong will to succeed and a personality that blends friendliness with personal strength. They may seem different from the norm, but their originality and passion make them deeply engaging. Their communication skills help them form meaningful connections, while their creative talents and love for knowledge make them stand out. Respect their space, and you'll find a partner who is both inspiring and loyal. When your Darakaraka falls in Vishaka Nakshatra, it reveals a spouse with deep determination and an unconquerable will. Vishaka is ruled by two powerful deities, Indra, the king of the gods, and Agni, the god of fire. This unique rulership gives your partner a fiery and commanding nature. Your spouse is likely to be someone who never backs down from a challenge, who keeps moving forward even when faced with obstacles. They may seem undefeatable, powered by inner fire and ambition, always striving to accomplish their goals. This unstoppable drive comes from the divine energy of both Indra and Agni, making them someone who doesn't just dream but acts with intensity and persistence. Your partner has a strong and bold personality. They may have a complex inner world because of the dual nature of Vishaka. Indra and Agni represent both leadership and fiery passion, which can sometimes create internal conflicts or a feeling of living with two different energies within themselves. This means they could display very different moods or personas depending on the situation. Vishaka spans two zodiac signs, Libra and Scorpio. 3 of its padas lie in Libra, and 1 is in Scorpio. Jupiter is the ruling planet of this nakshatra, giving your spouse a sense of moral responsibility and a philosophical approach to life. They like to follow rules and stay within ethical boundaries. And they expect the same from you. They don't appreciate shortcuts or unethical behavior, and they take their responsibilities very seriously. They are very detailed in whatever they do and want everything done correctly, in an orderly and just way. If your Darakaraka is in Vishaka and Libra, your spouse may be very romantic, charming, and interested in creating a balanced and beautiful relationship. They may also be drawn to business partnerships or collaborations, especially those focused on learning, teaching, or counseling, due to the influence of Jupiter. Libra gives them a love for communication, beauty, and mutual understanding. They may enjoy working independently or running a business, particularly in areas involving people interaction or guidance. If the Darakaraka is in Vishaka and Scorpio, your spouse is likely to be intense, passionate, and deeply emotional. Scorpio adds depth and mystery to their personality. They could be great at psychology, healing, or research. They have strong investigative skills and a desire to go deep into the core of any subject. In relationships, they seek total commitment, deep bonding, and emotional loyalty. They may overthink or analyze too much at times, but this is because they are naturally deep thinkers. They may also be creative and healing individuals, with an interest in meditation or spiritual practices. Charity work may appeal to them, and it helps balance their intense energy. The symbol of Vishaka is a potter's wheel, which signifies transformation and change. This means your spouse may not always follow a straight path in life. They could start in one field and later take a completely different direction, often succeeding in the new area as well. Especially if Jupiter is well placed in the birth chart. This nakshatra shows that your partner is capable of reinventing themselves and achieving greatness, even after a major shift in life. The animal totem of Vishaka is the tiger, which brings assertiveness and control. Your partner may be strong-willed and like to have control over situations, especially in relationships. They might expect things to be done their way and could become dominant if they feel their efforts are not matched. Despite this, they are genuinely invested in their relationships and desire fairness and success. Their assertiveness, combined with strong moral values, can make them very driven but also misunderstood at times. Whether in Libra or Scorpio, your spouse will eventually express their creativity, either through art, communication, research, or healing. They are thinkers, leaders, and seekers of truth. The placement of your Darakaraka in Vishaka Nakshatra reveals a spouse who is ethical, goal-oriented, deeply committed, and spiritually inclined. Their personality is strong, intense, and multifaceted, making them a powerful yet sometimes complex partner. Understanding the planet that is your Darakaraka, its aspects, conjunctions, and house placement will give even more detail about your spouse's qualities and your marital dynamics. When your Darakaraka is placed in Anuradha Nakshatra, it indicates a spouse who is naturally friendly, welcoming, and socially skilled. Anuradha lies entirely within the zodiac sign of Scorpio and is ruled by Saturn, which gives your partner a deep and thoughtful personality along with a strong sense of sociability. Your spouse is someone who enjoys being around people and thrives in energetic, positive environments. They're great at building networks, forming connections, and are often admired for their skills in negotiation, mediation, and creating harmony in social or professional settings. The Scorpio influence adds an intense and secretive dimension to their character. They are often interested in topics such as mysticism, the occult, and hidden knowledge. Their mind works in unique ways, allowing them to see what others might miss. This gives them a fresh perspective and often places them ahead of their time, with others imitating their ideas and style. They may come off as mysterious and original thinkers, which makes them stand out. Saturn's rule over Anuradha brings traits like discipline, logic, and loyalty into the mix. Your spouse is someone who values responsibility and follows through on their duties. Loyalty is essential for them, they give it and expect it in return. Trust, honesty, and commitment are the foundation of how they approach relationships. Their consistent and grounded nature makes them dependable in both personal and work life. They don't take relationships lightly and will do everything they can to maintain stability and long-term harmony. This nakshatra Scorpio energy adds even more depth. Your spouse is logical, emotionally intense, and passionate. They are great at forming strong emotional bonds, and their magnetic aura draws others to them. This natural charisma often helps them succeed in their career, and that success spills over into their relationship as they strive to bring balance, passion, and growth into the partnership. One of the most prominent features of your spouse's personality is their romantic and sensual nature. They deeply value emotional and physical intimacy. Their desire for variety and excitement in life, especially in their romantic connection, keeps the relationship alive and full of energy, even into old age. They are not the type to let the spark fade. Instead, they'll always look for ways to keep the connection thriving and joyful. To fully understand the depth of this placement, it's important to also consider the planet that is your Darakaraka, its aspects, house placement, and conjunctions. These factors can further shape your spouse's personality and the nature of your relationship. Overall, when your Darakaraka is in Anuradha Nakshatra, It points to a spouse who is loyal, intelligent, emotionally deep, and socially charming. They combine the warm, friendly qualities needed to get along with many people, with the depth and intensity of Scorpio. Their inner strength, loyalty, and ability to connect deeply make them a powerful and trend-setting partner.
Anuradha Nakshatra is ruled by Saturn, and it falls in the sign of Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars. The deity associated with this nakshatra is Mitra, the god of friendship. This combination of Saturn and Scorpio energy creates a complex yet beautiful relationship dynamic. If Saturn is well placed in your birth chart, your partner will strongly believe in the value of true friendship. However, because of Saturn's influence, they will be cautious and selective about who they consider a friend. They don't jump into relationships easily. They analyze people and situations carefully before opening up emotionally. Your spouse will seek not just romance but true companionship. What they want most from a relationship is mutual understanding and emotional support. They want their partner to understand their life goals, their inner world, and what drives them. Once they feel understood and emotionally safe, they can be one of the most loyal and devoted partners you'll ever have. They need to trust you deeply, without any doubt, before revealing their true selves. Once that trust is built, they will never let go and will remain loyal through every challenge. The symbol of Anuradha Nakshatra is the lotus flower, which signifies spiritual growth and the ability to rise beautifully even from difficult situations. This symbolizes how your relationship with your partner can bloom and flourish over time, just like a lotus, if it's rooted in true friendship and trust. Emotional connection is the foundation, and once it's strong, the relationship becomes deeply rewarding. Since this nakshatra lies in Scorpio, your partner will also demand serious commitment. They are not interested in superficial bonds or casual flings. They want a partner who is serious, stable, and emotionally mature. Trust is everything to them. If they feel even the slightest doubt, they may withdraw emotionally. But if the bond is strong, they become your most dependable ally. People with Darakaraka and Anuradha often have a deep spiritual side. They can do very well in fields like occult studies, meditation, healing, or any profession that involves deep research and analysis. They're also charitable and kind-hearted. These people seek not only physical intimacy but also emotional and spiritual connection in a relationship. They desire a soulful union where both partners are emotionally open, spiritually aligned, and deeply devoted to one another. They give everything to the relationship and expect the same in return. So, if your Darakaraka is in Anuradha Nakshatra, you're likely to attract a partner who values friendship, loyalty, emotional depth, and spiritual connection. They are selective but once committed, they are your true soulmate, someone who will stand by your side, grow with you, and bring profound love and devotion into your life. When Darakaraka is placed in Jyeshtha Nakshatra, it signifies a spouse who carries a deep blend of mystical insight, commanding energy, and strong protective instincts. This placement suggests that your partner is not only intellectually sharp but also spiritually gifted, and they are likely to exude a natural air of authority. Jyeshtha Nakshatra is ruled by Mercury and falls under the sign of Scorpio, which is governed by Mars. The ruling deity is Indra, the king of the gods, symbolizing power, leadership, and a superior status. These energies combine to shape a partner who is dynamic, intense, and deeply focused on maintaining control and stability in their personal life. Your spouse is likely to have rare abilities that resemble spiritual or psychic powers. They may seem naturally aligned with leadership roles, often rising to positions where they manage, control, or influence others. Whether it's running their own business, managing property, or holding a high-ranking position, they are often seen as someone who knows how to take charge. This leadership quality is not just external, it is rooted in a deep-seated belief that they understand how things should be done. When Mercury is well placed in their chart, this belief stems from true wisdom, intelligence, and organizational ability. They can be deeply insightful, creative, and capable of formulating and executing ideas with clarity and precision. If Mercury is afflicted, however, the same confidence may turn into a superiority complex, and they might display dominating tendencies in the relationship. their communication skills are sharp and purposeful, allowing them to express ideas with clarity and strength. Scorpio's influence adds emotional depth and complexity to their character, making them passionate but also intense. They tend to be highly loyal and protective, sometimes to the extent of being overprotective or possessive. This deep loyalty may trigger jealousy if they perceive a threat to the relationship, especially in interactions with the opposite gender. Their protective behavior, though sometimes restrictive, usually comes from a place of deep emotional attachment and care. There is also a tendency for impulsiveness due to Mars' influence through Scorpio. This can lead to occasional rash decisions or actions they might later regret. They can be very direct and assertive, which at times may feel overwhelming. Their sense of superiority, much like Lord Indra's commanding presence, might make them seem difficult to challenge or question. But if Mercury is well supported in the chart, their decisions and leadership are often backed by genuine intelligence and vision. These individuals are also naturally drawn to fields that require depth and analytical thinking. They may excel in research, psychology, healing, occult sciences, law, medicine, or even technology and engineering, thanks to Scorpio's intensity and Mercury's analytical nature. Their ability to penetrate into the core of a problem and understand hidden aspects makes them exceptional in any profession requiring deep thought or investigation. For the relationship to work well, it requires mutual commitment, honesty, and full transparency. These individuals, much like a king, do not tolerate betrayal or dishonesty. A strong bond can only be formed if the partner is fully committed and truthful. If trust is broken, the foundation of the relationship could be severely damaged. However, when their knowledge and insight are respected, and their protective instincts are balanced with emotional openness, they can become deeply supportive, loyal, and inspiring life partners. Ultimately, having Darakaraka in Jyeshtha Nakshatra points to a powerful and influential partner who seeks a meaningful and transparent relationship. Their mystical strength, combined with intellect and emotional intensity, makes them fascinating and complex individuals. Their presence in your life is transformative, pushing you toward growth and depth, and demanding the same from the relationship. With clear communication, emotional honesty, and respect for their wisdom, the connection can become not just passionate, but truly empowering.